Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Throne. We're glad you're here. Sit down, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you like to do, because we getting ready to go deep, deep, deep on this episode of The Throne. Thank you, King Charles, for allowing me to get personal with you and, ask you some hard questions. And thank you all also for the respect in the comment sections and all of these things. We hope you respect the fact that we are being so transparent with our lives with you. So let's start at the beginning. Just give me a little bit of the history growing up. You don't have to go too deep, but who King Charles was before he was King Charles, and how that led into your incarceration, which we understand that was the beginning of the transition.
Well, if I can start anyway, I have to start this, as the title is called "I Was Born an Illegitimate Child." You know what I'm saying? And when I was born, my mother went into a coma for a few years, and I don't know if that plays a role in anything in the energy and that to end my life. But no, my mother didn't never have the opportunity to even name me Charles. I think my mom said she was going to name me Daryl or something like that, but my auntie, she named me Charles after her boyfriend. And
Wow.
Charles Anthony was his name, and that's who she gave me. My first name is Charles. My middle name is Anthony. And that's how that came about. Growing up, I went through a lot of what I know now and identify in my life now as traumas that when I didn't have the information, I didn't even know what the fuck it was. I thought it was just the way life was, it's how life's supposed to be.
Right.
I had struggled for years and years and years of my life, and even sometimes even today, of being a light-skinned black. That's something that a lot of people don't know, that when you're light-skinned, you have to deal with, and it's hard to navigate that as a child. I can navigate it easily and smoothly like butter, as who I am today. I got some tools today, but you know what I'm saying? When I was young,
that racism, that colorism within the race.
Man,
it's very real.
And but as a child, I didn't know what to do. So, I found myself, trying to cover myself with shoe polish, brown shoe polish, just to get a darker tint, or just tan just to get a darker tint, because I caught the blues growing up in the 60s, and that's in that environment, where everybody, was hot mad at the white person, and watch riot and all of that stuff like
you
that.
weren't black enough.
Yeah, so they got at me real tough, so I had to learn how to fight real quick. But also, in my childhood, I was witness to my mother shooting this lady in the chest 4 times for slapping me. And I literally witnessed that, I witnessed my mother going off to jail. I witnessed and lived through, being handed around by family members. And in that being handed around in that 5 years, me and my sister, to family members, there was a lot of abuse from all different angles, whether it's standing in the corner with books in your hand, or on your knees on the top of sand and stuff with books in your hand, getting whooped with anything that's reachable that was not attached to the ground. And, molested, by family members, to female family members. It was just a lot going on, and that's the childhood I grew up in. One of my biggest pains as a child was the day that my mother came home. I'm the baby of the family, and my mother has always been my hero. And my mama always been hip, slick, and cool. That's all I remember of her. Before she went to the pen, she was hip, slick, and cool. She was in a gang. Her name was Smitty. But when she came home in a walker, a whole long church dress, and a helmet. And when they opened the door, my sister ran and hugged her, and then I just stood there. And my auntie said, "Go hug your mama. You happy to see your mama?" And then I said, that ain't my mama.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't recognize it. Emotionally, nothing connected.
Right.
Nothing connected. And that's a painful spot for me, you know. And I even learned that I took that situation right there and I blamed my mother for so much for leaving me and didn't understand that she protected me or felt that she was protecting me the only way she knew how to protect me, because she's always been in the gunplay. And I took that she left me and she came back, this other person, this perpetrator, and that was my nucleus of trauma that I took into all my female relationships.
So let me ask you, because that a little bit of my heart just broke just a little bit, because in hearing you speak on how you viewed your mother when she came home, that resonates with me, because I'm thinking back to when I came home and how excited I was to see my boys, never once thinking, were they excited to see me? It never crossed my mind to question that or respect their space in that way. You know what I mean? Like, they came to visit me, every couple of years or every year, every few months or whatever. But they were being raised by somebody else. So from a mother's point of view, because I was a different person when I came home.
Yes.
And so you said something that stood out to me, which is what made me stop in my tracks. And you called her a perpetrator. What did you mean by that?
Because she's not the person that I knew, I remembered, that I longed for, that I dreamed about, that I, saying in my quiet times as a child, after getting molested and all of that stuff like that, or getting beat, you know what I'm saying? I prayed to God, and I prayed God to send my mama back. Come get me, come save us from this shit. You know what I'm saying? She was my savior. She was my hero. You know what I'm saying? Who else gonna protect me? My mama wasn't there to protect me. I don't know. I don't have a father. Don't a dude or nothing like that. So that's not even an equation. My mama was my everything. You know what I'm saying? And then the person that came back wasn't her. And then she came back, and God and God gave her grace, because she came back a Christian. You know what I'm saying? And that's grace. I didn't look at it as a child as, well, she's a better person. We don't have to live like we used to live no more. I didn't look at it like that. I just looked at this person that came through the door that wasn't the one that left out the door, Red.
Yeah.
That's not the same person that left out the door, because the person that left out the door, if they would have came back through that day, I wouldn't have to run to her, because she's going to run to me. You understand what I'm saying? Come here. Come here, son. Come here, daughter. You know what I'm saying?
So
let's go.
How do you feel like that affected her? Like, was she thinking back, removing the pain from the equation that you felt in that moment, but remembering your mother and her behavior when she came home, and can you honestly say that she was changed for the better?
Yes. I didn't recognize it then. I didn't have the mental capacity to process that. But I know when she came home, what I seen and what I felt, you know what I'm saying, created the distance between me and my mom, because she felt it too. Because she seen my response. I'm her baby boy, and I didn't want to run to her. I didn't want to come to her, and I said the words that I said. So that created a distance between my mother moving forward. Me and my mother, I was rebellious after that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mind nobody. I got my ass whooped on a frequent basis. My mama had to call because my mama was still sick. She had 2 brain surgeries while she was locked up, and she was still sick, and she couldn't keep up with me. So my mama had to call my aunties to come over and whoop my ass. The same people that abused me when she was gone.
Oh shit. Okay. So, but you can validate that having gone through your mother's incarceration, now looking back, you can say that journey changed her and was good for her.
Yes.
The person that left and the person that came back, even though it wasn't the same person, you do agree that she was better for it.
Yeah, because she would have got right back in the game.
Yeah.